changed to it. Died in field.
I was just feeling the energy. I was just feeling it out, seeing what was in there, I'm trying to put some music on in the background, but I just don't know if it's for me, I just don't know if it's for me. I feel like it's somewhat distracting. I'm gonna turn it off. I don't want to be distracted. I'm already distracted. I'm already naturally distracted, neurodivergent. Neurospicy. Hello, collective. Hello. How are you? I am so in love with you. I think you're doing a fantastic job. We are so excited to be here for you in this very unique way, co-creating with you in the universe. We're so excited. We love answering the call. We come on when we're called. We come on for many reasons. Mostly for psychic, spiritual development, to share the knowledge and wisdom that we receive from our very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, Mish, Mirabelle, Mantis. Oh, you know what? I gotta show you something because everybody freaks out when I say mantis, and there are mantis beings out there in the universe, and I feel a strong pull to them. I have proof. I'm not going to show you the proof, but I'm going to show you something different. I'm going to show you something different. But I do have a mantis being guide, and she's lovely. And I found this picture on Pinterest, and I cried for about 10 minutes looking at it because that's how I feel. I'm the child, and I have a guide that I'm going to cry right now. Oh, I love that. I love that for me. And I love it for you too. You are a non-physical entity having a human experience. You have guides, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, angelic, divine guides that have love and are of one consciousness that are here for you. And just by not at least
Definitely
being aware of them, you cut yourself off from holy divine guidance. And that makes us so sad to think about. And we were once at a place where we cut ourselves off from having that, and we, upon activation, started empowering ourselves to believe and to cultivate and to develop the muscle of connection to your divine guidance. And that's what we do here at Spirit News on Patience with Spirit. We try to show you, by not so you can do it the way we're doing it, but to show you that it's being done, that you can connect with Holy Divine Spirit, that you are allowed to, that you are able to, and that there are many energies in the energy that don't want you to know this. They don't want you to be able to connect, because if you could 2010s, because if you have the knowledge and the power to connect yourself to your holy divine guidance, your birthright, your holy divine inheritance, then you don't need anything outside of yourself, and you will be a human. Well, you're not human, but you in your physical body will be able to have the gift of discernment. You'll be a human lie detector. So nobody will ever be able to lie to you. You will not fall for anything. You will question everything that does not resonate with you, because you will know the feeling of what feels good and what feels doesn't emotionally. And that is what being connected to your guidance feels like. You'll know it immediately by your emotional response. And we're here to show you that. We're here to show you what it looks like, and we're so happy to do so. We're definitely by no means the answer or have all the answers. We're learning as we go, but we've been guided to share all of our knowledge with you so that as you're being activated at this time, you start coming into awareness of how it works, how the universe works, how the universe speaks through you, how you receive information, and you can start discerning what is for your highest good and what timeline you want to be on and what beliefs you choose to go by and what your soul's path is and all of those things that they don't teach you in school, that's for sure. Okay. But we come here because we thought it would be fun and we want to have fun. In theory, we thought about how our physical lives would be and how we could attain Christ consciousness in our physical bodies so we could become master manifestors. And we have gathered a bunch of data, observations, knowledge for you that have been given to us by our spirit team, by our angels, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones, beings of love and light. And we share that with you on Spirit News. Thank you, Spirits at 11. And we share that with you on our podcast, Spirit News, on Spotify, where we're so proud of being able to, even if one person is listening, then that is one person that wasn't listening yesterday that can take that knowledge that we're providing if it should resonate and it could help somebody. So that's all we desire. That is our passion and we're very happy to do so. So I'm a childhood psychic. I was born this way. I cannot help the way I was born. Okay. I was born this way. I repressed it up until 4 or 5 years ago, where I decided to empower myself and I followed the intuitive hits that my spirit guides were giving me to be able to be here right now in this moment with the level of awareness and consciousness that we are at. And we're climbing the ladder and we're just getting higher and higher. And we're so grateful to Holy Divine Spirit for being here with us, for connecting with us, and we're teaching you how to have a relationship with them. I was watching a podcast. It was, oh, dang it. I want to be able to share. Oh, it was The Deep End with Taylor Welch. And we just discovered it and I like it. I like the energy at which they approach divinity and what it means in a modern day. That's kind of like where we're headed, what we're trying to convey, because we were born psychic. And if you go by what the Bible says, it says that psychics are abominations and that we're evil and that we're witches, and that's just not true. And I'm a walking contradiction of how that is not true, because I don't do any witchcraft to receive psychic intuitive messages from Holy Divine Spirit. I pray, I act in kindness, I listen, I meditate, I focus, I talk to them constantly, talk to him, the creator, her, whoever you want to say it. And I think that it's very limiting to put someone with special abilities like that in a box or a label of psychic and then call them evil. That's just really cruel and unusual. And as soon as I say it, those who are devout in their religious beliefs, well, that's their default. It's their default. Oh, well, you must be a witch. Oh, well, you need to follow the Jesus. And as if me and Jesus ain't homies. It's just very it's a very masculine, very patriarchic way of looking at something that should be viewed as a gift. And we here at Spirit News believe, and we have been taught by my spirit team, that everybody has psychic abilities. It's not just for certain people. Sure, certain people have thinner veils that were born with a higher sensitivity than others, but that's only to teach others how to become that sensitive as well. So it's not you don't have to do witchcraft to attain to develop your abilities. You just have to develop them. It's like a muscle. And people who do witchcraft to attain those abilities are just lazy, Spirit said more pathways. They're just lazy and they're usually unhealed and they usually have, unhealed wounds that keep them in a low vibration and keep them in a very lack mindset. And Holy Divine Spirit, our Creator, wants you to know that your non-physical energy, that is who you are without your physical vessel, is what the ability of psychicness is. It's your soul. Your soul is what makes you have intuitive abilities. That is what is connecting. That is what energy is. That's what your soul is, energy. And so I definitely am realizing and accepting that as somebody who has sensitivities, this is something that's going to come up until it is dispelled. So I will continue dispelling it as best as I can when it arrives. And I hope that you guys understand that everybody has the ability to be psychic. It's not just this person or that person, it's everybody. So Spirit really wanted me to touch on that. And those of you who are doing witchcraft or are using Ouija boards or doing seances in order to look cool or to gain knowledge or to tap in, you're ultimately doing it on a level that you want to connect to something greater than yourself. And in that respect, we understand why some people are drawn to do those things. But the minute you decide to do those things is the minute what you're really saying on a subconscious level is that you don't believe them and that you don't believe that you're worthy of having divine grace or divine guidance, and that you have to look outside of yourself to get it quickly because you want to get it quickly, because you want answers, because you have to know now. And those are all things that are not divine. You're patient and kind, and you don't mind waiting, and you have to develop your discernment. It's something that happens through experience, through intentional experience, and anybody can do it. So we're not evil. We don't do witchcraft. We don't do seances. We don't do the Ouija board. All we do is pray. We pray and we act with kindness, and we meditate, and we journal, and we do those things, and we clear our field, and we respect energy, and we respect the laws of the universe, and we ask for guidance in all things that we do. And we have cleared our field to 144,000 hearts to be able to listen. And that just means healing. We just heal. We have healed a lot of our wounds. Not all of them. It's like a journey. It's a journey. We're going to start with a prayer. I digress. Someone needed to hear that. Okay. So we're doing our live on my computer today because my phone was dying. And when I do lives, it's not about the views. It's just about putting my thoughts out and trying to read the energy. So I was called to do it on my computer today, even though, I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't get as many views, but that's okay. No big deal. So we have, I don't know, 2020s. Okay. I have read Psalm 17, the prayer for rescue from persecutors, multiple times. Every time I open up Psalms, the last 3 readings, it's been Psalm 17. So, and Spirit just said 2020s. So,
Unknown secret.
unknown secret.
Bereft of life.
Bereft of life. What does bereft mean? Bereft. Let me look up bereft. What does bereft mean? Bereft? Deprived of or lacking something. Deprived of. Sad and lonely, especially through someone's death or departure. Okay. Deprived of or lacking something. Her room was stark and bereft of color. Deprived, lacking. All right. Well, let me read our prayer. I love you, Lord, my strength, Lord, my rock, my fortress, my deliverer, my God, my rock of refuge, my shield, my saving horn, my stronghold. Praise be the Lord, I exclaim. I have been delivered from my enemies. The cords of death encompassed me. The torrents of destruction terrified me. The cords of Sheol encircled me. The snares of death lay in wait for me. In my distress, I called out, Lord. I cried out to my God. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry to him reached his ears. The earth rocked and shook. The foundations of the mountains trembled. They shook as his wrath flared up. Smoke rose from his nostrils, devouring fire from his mouth. It kindled coals into flame. He parted the heavens and came down, a dark cloud under his feet. Mounted on a cherub, he flew. Borne along the wings of the wind, he made darkness his cloak around him. His canopy, water darkened storm clouds. From the gleam before him, his clouds passed, hail and coals of fire. The Lord thundered from heaven. The Most High made his voice resound. He let fly his arrows. He scattered them, shot his lightning bolts, and dispersed them. Then the bed of the sea appeared. The world's foundations lay bare. At your rebuke, O Lord, at the storming breath
Their appearance.
of their nostrils, he reached down from on high and seized. Oh, I love you. And seized me. Drew out of the deep waters, he rescued me from my mighty enemy. They attacked me on my day of distress, but the Lord was my support. He set me free in the open. He rescued me because he loves me. Oh, the Lord acknowledged my righteousness, rewarded my clean hands, for I kept the ways of the Lord. I was not disloyal to my God, for his laws were all before me. Didn't I just say universal law? Ah,
In a clash.
his decrees I did not cast
In
aside.
the closed section.
I was honest toward him. I was on guard against sin. So the Lord rewarded my righteousness. The cleanliness of my hands is in his sight. The cleanness of my hands in his sight toward the faithful, you are faithful. And Spirit just said, faithful. I love you so much. To the honest man, you are honest. Toward the pure, you are pure. But to the perverse, you are devious. For humble people, you save. Haughty eyes, you bring low. For you, Lord, give light to my lamp. My God brightens my darkness. With you, I can rush an armed band. With my God to help, I can leap a wall. God's way is unerring. The Lord's promise is refined. He is a shield for all who take refuge in him. Amen. Thank you for that. That was so beautiful. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Oh, that's so hot. God, I'm gonna burn my mouth. Lord. All right. So, first of all, Spirit wanted me to talk about a couple things. We do have a new episode of Spirit News coming up, which is exciting. It's about integration. Such a big chunk of knowledge. I've been getting sections of it. And Spirit just said I'm in the closed section because it's a really big, it's a lot of information, but it's important because a lot of people don't do it and they end up being fragmented. And it alters the way they perceive information, their spiritual information, and the way they apply it. So we're going to be talking about integration. So look forward to that. Also, I have a little list here. So Spirit brought to my attention the information of altars, and I don't have an altar. I had what I would call, I wouldn't call it an altar. It was more like I had my grandma's picture on it with a chocolate, and a lipstick. Just because I love grandma.
Scared.
Because I love grandma. And I love you, grandma. But I've been learning about altars because I wanted the knowledge so I could understand what an altar is, because I've known many people who have had altars, and when they had them and told me about them, I didn't quite know, I didn't quite perceive or really pick up on um the nuances of their altar or why they had it. I just was like, oh, whatever, good for you. It was like an energy like that. But having learned about spiritual warfare and the tactics that idolaters or people who worship, other gods or whatever, they create altars for them. And I had a couple of people in my past who told me that they had altars, and I didn't really understood what that means. So we're just going to talk about altars because I think it's kind of um, not understood in the way that it should be in a modern time. And I'm just sharing what the information I've gotten from my spirit guides. I am not an expert. I'm just telling you my observations based on the data that I've received from spirit. So altars are essentially just like down to the nitty gritty are basically portals, and you create an altar to create space for whatever to receive something. Okay, in order to receive something you have to sacrifice something. So an altar, like for example, I don't have an altar, but for example, back in the day, like people who are heavily have a lot of ancestral lineage or connected to their ancestors will have altars that are generational, that have been like passed down and that have been like there for like years, like maybe not here in America, but like in Africa or like South America. And the reason and like in the Bible, there are some characters in the Bible who created altars. I forget who it was, if it was Abraham or I'm not good with names, but have been listening to Bible stories, and some of the characters did make an altar because when they made an altar, they would hear the voice of God. And so to them, they equated the altar with hearing the voice of God. And so they would create the altar for future generations to be able to talk to God as well. But the thing is that they probably built that altar wanting
Office.
setting an intention to talk to God, whereas future generations, there could have been a time shift or some kind of consciousness shift where it's a little different, where or one of the family members or someone in the ancestry is not so devout to God, but to another idol that is not God, and then they will then place that idol on that altar, that generational altar. And this is just an example, but when you create an altar, you're ultimately creating a portal for you to receive something. You're at your altar, you light candles and you wish for things and you ask for things and you wish to receive things. And so that's what you do at your altar. And you usually need to have some kind of overarching um, energy that you're invoking to come through the altar, that you're inviting into the altar. And the thing is, you don't need an altar to talk to God in the time we're in. Maybe back in the day you did, because the where we were at in space, we were not as close to the sun as we are now. But now we're going into the age of Aquarius, which is going to place us in we're going into a golden age. We're in a golden age at the very beginning of it. And so it's a complete different consciousness and energy than it was back then. And so if you are really looking to have a relationship with Holy Divine Spirit, with your spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones, creator, whatever you want to call it, when you create an altar and you're not in the right space energetically, you are basically creating a doorway for anything to come through. Even if you're not calling for that energy, you're creating the doorway that will be able to have that energy have an access point to come through, and whatever comes through will be what matches you energetically. And that's why we always talk about clearing your field to 144,000 hertz, because then you will attract divine energy. But if you're not doing the work to heal, and you're not taking time to have relationship with spirit, and you're creating altars trying to manifest abundance or whatever it is you want to receive, and you're sacrificing things, and sacrifice doesn't have to mean animals or worse, although there are people out there who do that. you, God doesn't require physical sacrifice. The sacrifices you make for God you don't need an altar for it. It's going to be time. It's going to be fasting. It's going to be meditating. It's going to be journaling, talking to Him, praying. Those are the kinds of sacrifices that are required by God. But if you create an altar and you're burning things, and you're getting animals, or you're you're not at a space where you're attracting divine energy matching your energy, then you're basically just creating a doorway to invite whatever matches you to come to you. And whatever matches you, which is usually not divine, to be honest with you, and that's okay. Not every you have to get to that point by sacrificing your time and effort and energy, by being humble, by being kind, by doing kind deeds, by being mindful of the words you speak. And there's other ways God requires sacrifice, and it will never be burning anything, making altars, because those things were necessary in biblical times. Because that's the energy. The energy was so dense. There wasn't enough light coming from the sun to be able to facilitate a quick connection. It required like a lot of work. And so creating a physical altar would ultimately create a space for you to connect with Holy Divine Spirit, but that had to be your intention. And so over time, through the ages, people will create altars thinking that they're going to, I sacrifice a whole tray of Toll House chocolate chip cookies. Wow. Well, I'm sure that the creator made cookies for a reason. Hey, Devote! Thanks for being here. I don't get as many views when I do my lives from the computer, so I'm glad I got a regular here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy here. Ah, me, you. Hello. I love you so much. Thank you. So, Spirit was giving us the knowledge of altars and to be careful. So, in my experience, no, you. I'm so neurodivergent. So in my experience, there are people in my past that were in my life that I was close to, that were my friends, that created altars. And when they were telling me about them, I kind of felt like I wasn't knowledgeable enough to really, you know, care or to really say anything. And even now I'm still learning, but um like one of them created an altar,
Signature.
and she told me that she burned something at the altar to create something, to manifest something, and she almost burned her house down. She created a large fire. And that was actually not the only one. I think she may have been responsible for burning her last house down. I don't have proof of that, but I'm putting two and two together. But she also had a lot of she also had a lack mindset, and she was very cold and calculating, and I ended up having to end that friendship because I could feel the discord within her. And it could have been attributed to her openly using altars heavy drapery, using altars, having that portal or doorway open to that. So we just want to remind you that you don't need anything physical to connect with spirit, especially in these times now, because we're closer to the sun and we're vibrating faster, because the electromagnetic field of the earth is getting bigger and rising, and earth is on her own ascension process, and so are we, because we're inhabitants of earth. And so when you create an altar, you don't actually need one, and all you're doing is creating a doorway for disruptions to come through and distract you, and to trick you, and to give you intrusive thought, to pull you away, from Holy Divine Spirit. So maybe back in the times of Abraham, sure, it was necessary, but it's not necessary now. Okay? So Spirit wanted me to talk about that. Spirit also wanted me to talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, but I don't think we really have time, so I'm just gonna save that for the next one, or maybe I'll put it on the next episode of Spirit News. Um, but Spirit was talking about someone named Sean, Sean. I don't know. Sean, they were saying Sean is watching, Sean is nasty, and I don't know who Sean is. I don't have a Sean in my life, but they did say that today. And so I want to respect what they're trying to say to me. And I want to, I guess, read that energy, because someone out there might have a Sean in their life that's no good, up to no good. And so we want to be there for them. So, Holy Divine Spirit, please be with me. I am so excited to be here. Please tell us who the Sean character is, or what we can know about Sean. So this monkey's fishing. This monkey's fishing, and the ducks are eating their bait. The ducks are eating this monkey's bait, and this monkey's eating an apple with his foot. Someone's trying to catch somebody. There could be somebody here trying to catch somebody doing something, or trying to bait someone, or trying to like throw a line out to try to get someone to take the bait. Trying to get someone to take the bait. Someone here is trying to get somebody to take the bait. Why? Take the bait for what? What is the bait, and why? Why is this person trying to get someone to take the bait? Or they're fishing for compliments or something, or they're trying to look for something, or they're trying to catch something. We love music.
Weekly.
We love music. Spirit said weekly. We love music. So the bait may be music. Someone may be coming to you with some kind of offer about music, or that could be the bait. We love music. What? And he's eating fruit. And look at this. There's a ball right here in the hand, like almost like a fruit. Like he's giving it to the elephant. So I don't know if this person is Sean, who that spirit was telling us about, but somebody in this energy has some kind of plan to come to a pink elephant, somebody who's rare, somebody who's one of a kind, and give them an offer that's related to music. And oh my gosh, look at this red donkey. Look at this red donkey with his mouth open. Hmm. What is the Democratic Party? I think is a donkey. I think. And oh my god, and isn't the Republican Party an elephant or something? Wait, let me look this up. Because I have an elephant and a donkey here. What are the animals that represent the Democratic and Republican Party? Elephants. Yeah. Democrats are donkeys and Republicans are elephants. Huh. Hmm. Interesting. Why is the Democratic symbol a donkey? Satirical. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So this could be someone in politics, or they want to what are you saying? Hmm.
Death.
Deathbed.
Julia.
Hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I'm getting. So there's somebody here who knows that knows what you like. It doesn't have to be music, but it's something that interests you. But it's all politics. It's all some kind of show. It's all some kind of charade. It's something to bait you. It's something to get you interested, to get you motivated to want to speak to them or to get excited or something that they think will excite you. Um, because they're interested in you because you're rare. You're one of a kind. There's something different about you. A pink elephant. Okay. This pink elephant's also doing a handstand, so they could want you to get you in a position where you have to do what they say, or you have to, or they put you in a like almost like a politician, where they put you in a position, like a weird position. So it's almost like this person is creating some kind of. I mean, I'm I I am laughing because not because it's funny, but to think of somebody, like, in their home, like, saying, "Oh, yeah, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. This is my idea. I'm gonna I know that they like music, okay? So I'm gonna pretend to be a music producer, and I'm gonna send them an email. That's the bait." And they'll take the bait, and this person 80, they'll take the bait, and yeah, you can't trap a pink elephant. We're magical. But I think that's exactly right, Devo, is that this person, it's like this person thinks they have this great idea, and to trap something rare and one of a kind. I'm not sure what the interest is yet, but there's something about you that they want to capture, that they wanna, like, control, and I'm not sure why yet, but it's very weird because the very fact that you are one of a kind, it's almost like they can't compute or think on the level that you are on. And so they're coming up with a plan that's kind of like childish in a way, but to them it's like everything. I guess it's like gonna feed their people or something, or it's something weird like that. I don't know if it's this person Sean that Spirit told me to. What did they say specifically? Learn they said learn about it or something. Learn or find the lesson or something they said. Damn it, I wish I wrote it down. They said something like that earlier. This one just flew onto the ground. Hmm. So it's like really rocky waters, but the sun is out. And there's all these
Nowhere to
things.
go.
Nowhere to go.
1900s.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh my god, I got you. So what Spirit is saying is that this offer, it looks pretty. It looks like it'd be something. It looks busy. It looks like it would have, the sun's up and there's pizza and there's music and there's fun, there's games. It looks like a thing, but
Again.
it's really not going to bring you
Keeper
anywhere.
of secrets.
Keeper of secrets. Oh, there's some kind of secret here. There's a reason why they want you. I don't know what it is, but they want to trap you. They want to make it look like a pretty bow, like something that's really fabulous, but it's really on a tidal wave. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just it it only looks that way, okay? So there's something you need to be that you're being warned about. Some kind of boys club. Some kind of boys club maybe coming to you with some kind of offer about music or something that you enjoy. Doesn't have to be music. Whatever it is that you yeah, it looks like fun, but look, there's nowhere to go. You got all these things that you may want, but you're literally on waves crashing into each other. So it looks like fun, but I don't think that it's really what it seems. There's some kind of boys club here that could possibly be um in trouble or something. There's something that they may be like, what the hell? I don't know whose story this is. I'm just gonna say it. This could possibly be, I don't know, the music industry. There's some kind of club here, or like all men, all boys club. These are all boys. They're all boys or men or whatever. They all have winkies. Yeah, but look at these guys. They're being bit by a turtle and they're holding, there's a dog coming to hold them back. Some are going forward, some are going back. So there's definitely some indecisiveness here. There definitely seems to be some kind of separation. And look it up here.
Unlikely.
They're trying to escape. Spirit said unlikely. They're trying to escape, but they just crashed into a rock. Yeah, they're definitely I think there's multiple things happening here. I'm just gonna say what I'm getting. There's some kind of group here. Okay, there's a group of all men that have found someone very rare, a one of a kind, some kind of pink elephant. They want this pink elephant to join them. They want to coerce them. They want to like find a way to capture them or to entice them, to bait them. The bait is something that this pink elephant loves. It could be music. It doesn't have to be. It could be, if you're a chef or if you're a radio host or if you're a journalist, like whatever it is that you love doing or that you love, this group of men know you like it. They want to bait you and make it seem like it's so fantastic that you don't say no. Okay? So you don't say no because you're some kind of like there's a lion up here. I don't want to say royalty, but there's something about you that's one of a kind. I don't know what it is yet, but something that you have, they want. Okay. So they're trying to trick you basically. So but they're up in arms. There's something in this group that's going haywire. There's some people trying to escape. There's some people trying to hide. There's some people trying to catch other people from leaving. There's some people who are being bitten that are there's like in chaos, okay? Something's gone wrong and the way to they think to fix it is by getting this pink elephant, whoever this pink elephant is. And that's a metaphor for somebody who's rare. Something about their energy is royal or something. Okay? So their plan is to bait this pink elephant with something enticing that looks really fancy, but I don't know. Oh, some kind of notoriety. They may be trying to entice you with some kind of notoriety, maybe with fame, or they could be saying, yeah, if you work with us, we'll make sure that everybody comes to the big show and everybody's gonna see that you're a star and whatever they can do to bait you, to hook you, hook, line, and sinker, to make it look like something. But there's something, man, spirit, what do they want with this pink elephant? What is it about this pink elephant that they want so badly? What is it about this pink elephant that they want so badly? Cradle. Butterfly-shaped star cradle nebula. Cradle of life. Hand that rocks the cradle. Cradle, cradle, cradle. I made you out of clay. Remember that? Cradle. They want you to coddle them. They want you to take care of them. Cradle. They want you to take care of them. There's something false. There's something cradle. Butterfly-shaped star cradle nebula. Upswing. Wonderful things are going to happen. And a full moon. There's something about this pink elephant. Power. Believe that you are greater than any obstacle. There's something about this pink elephant that they believe will give them power, some kind of upswing, some kind of access to the stars. Abnormal. Pay attention to the unusual in life. To be able to give them some kind of power, some abnormal power to give them an upswing so they can manifest things. But it's not with love. You can't manifest anything without love. This is like oh my god. I immediately got the word Atlantis in my head. This feels like the old paradigm of Atlantis and Lemuria. And I'm not saying it is that, but it feels like that. That's the energy of it. Oh. Holy Divine Spirit, please remove any negative energy that isn't for the highest good of me or the collective. You're not welcome here. In the name of Jesus, I cast you out. Whew. So, so in Atlantis, there was a faction of, or a group of occultists that wanted to have spiritual power without doing the spiritual work. And so they were the intellectuals, and they were the scientists of Atlantis, and they were basically like I don't want to say atheists, because they knew that there was something, but they didn't want to do it the right way, through the heart space. And the only way you can attain that level of divinity is through the heart space. You have to heal your wounds and become a compassionate, kind person in order to be in that power. But if you come from an unhealed space and you look at someone who has that power, the pink elephant, this pink elephant's walking in divine energy. That's what makes them rare. They want that for themselves. And they think that by enticing this pink elephant, by tricking them to join them or to be a part of their group or to bring them some kind of proposal, that they can take this pink elephant's abnormal power of divinity. But that's not how it works. You can't, even if you were to take it or harness it in some way. That's what happened at Atlantis. They tried to artificially make spiritual divine energy through crystals and whatever. They try to be God, and you just can't be God that way. You can match divine energy and have your divine inheritance and and walk in that divine birthright, and to them that looks like power. But to somebody who's a pink elephant walking in that energy, they're just enjoy. They're just enjoy it. There's no power to be had. It's just, I just like to be this way. I just find joy in everything. It's not something that I attained outside of myself. It's something that I developed, that I learned, that I changed my perspective. But they don't understand that. So they want to come with some kind of uh proposal about music or whatever, because they want to try to harness your power. Okay. Deception. I can't make it up. I can't make it up, but it's deceptive. That's why Atlantis went under, because of all the experiments they were doing. All the experiments they were doing trying to harness divine power, because they didn't realize that it's not something that you take, it's not something that you get from someone else, it's not something that you do outside of yourself. You don't create altars, you don't sacrifice animals, you don't do anything like that to get it. But you can't get it if you don't come from a heart space. If you're not ready to love yourself, you're not ready to accept the things to discover yourself, then you're not going to attain it. So it doesn't matter if you take it, you're not going to attain it. According to Plato's Timaeus in the Critias dialogues, the island of Atlantis sank into the seas as punishment for the Atlanteans' greed, wickedness, and immoral behavior. Yes, because they were trying to be God. They were trying to create God's creations evil. Yeah, they became evil. A new moon. Hello. Yes, it's been a while. I come when I'm called. I am trying to balance life and spirituality all at the same time. But I had a very important message. Maybe Spirit does want me talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, because I got a download about Sodom and Gomorrah, and actually pertains to Atlantis. These are just all in different cycles, but it's like history repeats itself when these cults
Reaffirms.
or these masons, or these groups of mostly men. It's usually men. They'll have some women in there, but they want power, and they usually join. It's basically like a gang. Why do you join a gang? Because you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself. You want to feel like you belong. You want to feel like you're included in something. And so these groups or cults or these basically like boys clubs, they think that because they have occult knowledge, just like in the times of Atlantis, in the times of King Solomon, in the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, that when they call upon these false idols, when they affirm these altars, and they call and they invite these false gods for to receive abundance, they may receive something for their sacrifices, but in the end, they ultimately, go down with the ship, because they are trying to attain power for the sake of having power. And when you reach Christ consciousness, or when you walk into your divine inheritance, you don't even think about power. You don't even think about having power or being powerful. You might not even be aware that you have something that's coveted by these kind of people. You're just enjoy living life, being in your divine inheritance, having a relationship with spirit, having a relationship with God, whatever you want to say. And because you because you emit a certain kind of energy being in that divine inheritance, people like this who want power, who want fame, who want riches, who want a lot of the earthly riches, don't understand that they cannot receive that by taking from another. And they are not a match to that energy. They're a match to something else. So they're in some kind of upheaval right now, and they're willing to deceive a pink elephant who's walking in
Night.
divine energy to um
An undisclosed location.
an undisclosed location. Spirit said, I don't know why Spirit said that. But they're just fools, man. They don't get it. They're living out of their root chakras. Most of them have red on. Most of them have red on with red pants. They're living in their root chakra. They don't understand what it means to have your divine inheritance. They think it's something outside of yourself. So they found someone who they've lost inspiration. They're very deceptive. They're very power hungry. Okay, I got it. So they could possibly, we brought up Sodom and Gomorrah because in Sodom and Gomorrah, God came and destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah because they were being wicked. They were acting wicked. They're working out of the clown chakra. So there's a drink to that. Okay. That's the root chakra. The clown chakra. I love that. So I don't know if this is happening on a macro scale or a micro scale, but this is happening to someone. That's crazy. So how did they find this pink elephant? How did they find this pink elephant? This divine being.
To be seen.
To be seen. That's where it said to be seen. They saw them somewhere. They found them somehow. Can you tell me how they found them? That's too many. How'd they find this pink elephant? Tree in reverse. Universe. Past life. Tell the tree what you really think. Universe. Universe is guiding you towards that special someone. Just let everything take its course. Past life. We reunite with our loved ones over and over in different lives. Spirit said tree of life, but it's in reverse. universe and past life.
Suicide is tragic.
Suicide is tragic. They may be using some form of I'm just going to say what I'm getting. I don't know if it's right, and I don't know if it's exactly like this, but this is kind of like what I see. They may be using some kind of form of divination. I don't know what. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. To locate high dimensional or high vibrational humans that are walking in divine energy. Lamp, thank you. Yeah, they're used because they want to take their power. Wow. This is so weird. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's almost like they're using reverse Kabbalah, or maybe I should read the book of Kabbalah. It's like they're reversing the rules of Kabbalah or the knowledge of Kabbalah to be able to use it to read energy or past life energy that they're connected to or something like that. I've never seen it before, so I don't really know how to say it. Righteous pillar, the power of righteous. The righteous one stands gazing out at humanity when he sees human beings engaged in Torah and mitzvot, seeking to refine themselves to conduct themselves in purity. Then the righteous one expands, filling themselves with all kinds of flowing emanation from above to pour into Shekinah, the divine presence, in order to reward those purifying themselves, those cleaving to Torah and mitzvot. Thus, the entire world is blessed by those righteous humans, and Shekinah is likewise blessed through them. But if God forbid humans defile themselves by distancing themselves from Torah and mitzvot, by perpetrating evil, injustice, and violence, then the righteous one stands to gaze at what they have done. When they see, and Spirit says to be seen, when they see, they gather and contracts himself, ascending higher and higher. Then the flow of all the channels ceases, and Shekinah is left dry and empty, lacking all good. One who understands this secret, and Spirit said, there's a secret here. One who understands this secret understands the immense power a human has to build and to destroy. Now come and see the power of the righteous. They can unite all the Sephirot, harmonizing the upper and lower worlds. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm talking to someone who's very ascended. Whoever you are, they've targeted you because of your divine presence. There's something that they can see you're emanating, and that you have the power to harmonize upper and lower levels. So they not only do they want that power from you, but they want to destroy you because they don't want that. They know that you know the secrets of the universe, and they want to have that knowledge. But they're empty. They're lacking all good. They aren't righteous. They've acted in violence. They've perpetrated evil and injustices. And that's why they don't have divinity, because they've traveled so far away from it. And so to them, it's something so outside of themselves, because they see somebody, whoever you are, you're very righteous, you're very pure, you have a good heart, you're very kind. People are drawn to you, you're very magnetic. But these humans have distanced themselves from that, from their divine inheritance. And well, that's the thing when you walk in divinity, is that you will emit a frequency and a vibration that might not be able to be explained explained by humans, but they can feel it. And so, whoever you are, you're somebody who understands the secrets of the universe. Not that they're secret; they're not secret. Anybody can access them if you want. Gravity Rap's a top 10 single called "Working on That Clown Show." Oh God, I could try. I could try. I haven't really rapped lately, but it's my goal to one day rap again. I used to love rapping. I still do love it. I just haven't done it in so long. So that's interesting. So I still don't know how they know. I guess whatever. So these people have some kind of occult knowledge. Okay. They have some kind of occult knowledge. There could be, you know what? That's interesting because from what I'm learning, anything that is here on earth can be inverted. Okay. Like I was listening to this priest just to gain knowledge, perspective from different people's perspective. I didn't believe in everything he was saying. I think he has a very old mind where he's not very flexible for changing his perspective on certain things, including like psychics and stuff. But
It was suicide.
Spirit said suicide twice now.
Occult mysteries.
Occult mysteries. Spirit, I love you so much. But what he was talking about was Thoth, the Atlantean, who brought from Atlantis the mysteries to Egypt. And in Egypt, he appeared to be somebody who created the written word, and he created agriculture and all these things that were already established in Atlantis. So when he came to Egypt, of course, he seemed like, the man, all these things. But this priest was saying how he was evil and that these occults have taken Thoth's teachings and have inverted them, or he thinks that Thoth is evil because of these people. But in my experience, I have experienced the energy of Thoth since I was young, and I didn't know it was Thoth until later on, or Thoth, or however you say it. But what he was always teaching me was knowledge, 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 knowledge. You have to learn, you have to dream, you have to listen to your dreams, and you have to write them down. And he taught me a lot growing up through the years. And so from my perspective, when I learned that that was who that was, it was never a bad experience. And so you can take you could take the Kabbalah, you could take Thoth's teachings, you could take the Bible, whatever it is, you can take it and you can invert it into something bad
Transitions.
based on your perspective. If you are somebody who has a propensity to be very selfish, to be very self-serving, to want power, to want fortune, all those earthly things, then you will be susceptible or influenced by anyone's beliefs that they can take one thing and turn it bad because that's their perspective. It doesn't mean that it is bad. It doesn't mean that that's the only way to perceive it, or that that's initially what that creator of that content truly had an intention of. Because I've read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and he says numerous times to stay away from the dark, to love yourself, to love thy man, to not to go into the ways of the darkness. He says that many times. And so it's clearly just you can't take these people have taken like the Kabbalah, because I have the Tree of Life. So I don't know if it's that for sure, but I'm just using it as an example. They've taken some kind of spiritual teaching, and perversed it. Okay, they've inverted it. They've taken it and used it to do what they want with it. And they've created some kind of idolatry or some kind of deception for power. And now that they're losing power, why are they losing power? Can you tell me that? Why are they losing power? Why are they freaking out? Why are they all in chaos right now? Study and allure. Oh, allure was upside down. Because there's something that they didn't consider carefully. They were studying someone. They may have been studying Oneiromancy. Oneiromancy. What the hell does that mean? Oneiromancy. Ownermancy? Owner of Nancy, it says. I'm going to have to spell this out. O-N-E-I-R-O Mancy. Oneiromancy. Oh, stop it! Oneiromancy is a form of divination based upon dreams and also uses dreams to predict the future. Oneirogen plants may also be used to produce or enhance dreamlike states of consciousness. Spirit, the interpretation of dreams in order to foretell the future. Didn't I say they were using some kind of divination that I've never seen before and I didn't know what it was? They're using their dreams to find people or to find divine, but there's something that they didn't take into consideration that's having them all up in arms, that's creating some kind of intense, like, thing going on. Recognition. The universe will help you recognize signs and miracles. They didn't consider that someone would be able to read the signs and miracles. And this is the one thing that has created some kind of intense, like, disruption for them.
Use the door.
Altered. Wasn't I talking about doorways and altars? They must have. Ugh. They opened a doorway, but through an altar by inviting some kind of energy to bring you to them or to bring you down or something. But the something happened that they didn't know would happen. They didn't consider it carefully that whoever they sent victim, they wanted this person,
You're at the clearing.
they wanted this divine being to be in a victim mentality, but this divine being instead got cognition of signs of the universe and started to be able to read the signs the universe was giving them. They became activated. They got switched on. And they didn't consider that because they were using ownermancy, the interpretation of dreams in order to foretell the future. They must have saw a future that didn't have this in it, but futures are changing all the time. This divine being decided to become activated or something. Let me look in. You know what? Let me look in the Emerald Tablets. Tough. What you want us to know? What happened here? Why did they become, why are they in chaos? The key of magic. Emerald Tablet 6. In Tablet 6, Thoth exposes the fact that dark forces were already at work before he arrived on Earth. I told you! Didn't I tell you? I told you! A real battle between dark and light, using magic spells to control the fate of the existing beings that were already here evolving on Earth. This epic tablet covers the power of uttered words backed by intent and how the resulting frequency can have a direct effect on the ether of space-time itself.
While you were here.
You have the power to alter the events inside your reality tunnel. Those said, "Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark the knowledge of powers forgotten long ago in the days of the first man. Warfare began between darkness and light. Men then as now were filled with both darkness and light. And while in some darkness held sway, in others light filled the soul. Age old in this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light, fiercely is it fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. Adepts has there been filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light, but others there are who filled with brightness, confirmation, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where or ye may shall be in all ages and plain, surely ye shall know of the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning, SUNS, descending, found the world filled with night. There in the past began the struggle, the age-old battle, darkness of light and light. Hmm. I told you guys, I cannot make it up. I can't make it up. Mm. I just had a thought come to me. Let me just read this real quick. Many in the time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Some they were masters of darkness, who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness, fiercely fought they from the darkness of night, sought ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind men to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into men by the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. Hmm. So these people are using magic. Yeah, like I said, it's so funny because and this says past life right here. You think that just because we're in 2024,
Witches.
witches, does not mean
Cult.
that there aren't people who are vessels for this energy to, I mean, if there's children of God that come here, then there's going to be those who have a propensity to darkness that come here too, that have a mission as well, just as much as I have a mission to proceed with the light. They have a mission just as much to proceed with the dark. So it's an age-old battle of light and dark, and there's a lot of light beings that are being activated this time because we're going into heart consciousness. And so they're going into a big upheaval, big chaos, a chaotic struggle because of all the magic that they've used. So this could definitely be about, a lot of the powers that be right now. There could be coming down. Or could it be about this person named Sean? I don't know. This could be like related to the story of Sodom and Gamorah. Because God had to come down because of all the prayers that were coming forward from Sodom and Gomorrah, from all the travesties that were happening, from all of the injustices, from all the evil. And, I was listening to the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I've listened to many of them because I wanted to make sure that they were all consistent across the board so I could speak on it, so I could receive the revelation of it. And a lot of devout religious people condemn homosexuality because of Sodom and Gomorrah. And from what I understand, because I don't believe that we should condemn any of God's creations, especially if they're acting with love and kindness in their heart. And I don't believe that psychics or homosexuals are evil just because of the way they were born. I don't think that that's fair to categorize them that way because of the Bible stories of those who use their psychic abilities for evil or gain their psychic abilities by doing divination or those who like same sex. I don't think it's as black and white as that. And what I got intuitively from that story of Sodom and Gomorrah is that that city was filled with immoral people that kept choosing to worship false idols, which and create altars for false idols, which made them susceptible and easily influenced by mischievous lower astral entities that they kept giving sacrifice to. And every time you do that, you're opening portals, you're opening doorways, you're inviting that energy into your vessel, into your house,
Doubtless.
which is your body, and you're
I was murdered.
giving them permission to do as thou wilt, to do whatever they want within your vessel. And one of the things, like for instance, there's a entity called Baal, I believe, and his one of his sacrifices is to is sodomy, is to sodomize anything, and so from what I intuitively got from that story is that it wasn't the act of homosexuality that angered God. It was the victimization of people because of these people's sex addictions and their immoralness and their greediness and their evilness and their wickedness because of their allowance to worship false idols to allow and invite those energies within them, and they weren't even I don't even think they were human at that point. They were just vessels. And that's what happens when you don't choose to act in your divine inheritance, when you mock God and when you don't believe
Solo.
that God is yeah, when you think that you can do
Praise
anything you want and there's no consequences, and you start following, what other people think you should do. And I think that what's happening in our times now is a reflection of that story because we're also, a lot of us are not, I'm not confused. I know who I know who I am and what I stand
1900s.
for. And but there are people out there that don't know, and they're easily susceptible to these energies that will tell them what they think they should be or do to in order to be successful or to have power or to be safe or to be accepted or whatever their wound is. And so this group of men that formulated this occult, this cult, and used inverted spiritual practices to create sacrifices to false idols. They have been taught a way to divinate or interpret their dreams, onermancy, in order to target or find or um, catch divine energy, however whoever that's in. And I think that they use music or whatever it is that they're selling to bait people who are easily influenced. And they think that this divine being is going to be that stupid. And that's where the like, um, misunderstanding is, because anybody who's walking in this divine energy is connected to spirit. And so you are a human lie detector. You can this offer is going to come to you in an email or some phone call or some kind of way where they're going to be like, "Hey, we heard your music," and I'm just using this as an example. "We heard your music on your Instagram and we're really interested in you and we think that you have a lot to offer, and we want to put you so everyone can see that you're the best, and we really think that this is something that you should take advantage of, otherwise you're a fool." They're going to like package it in that way. But you
Communicate.
communicate, thank you very much, spirit. But you walking in divine energy, you're like, yeah, okay, sure, thanks, I appreciate it, and then that's it. And so they're gonna be wondering why you're not falling for it. Why aren't you taking the bait? You're just so stupid. Because they're going under like Sodom and Gomorrah. They're doing everything they can in order to stay afloat because of all the wickedness they've done and all the magic they've done. And there's just a time where they think that this is going to be a way to save themselves, but it's not. It's just not. Okay. This is history repeating itself, okay? This ain't nothing new. I've had dreams about this in past lives. This has happened in many ways, okay? This isn't nothing new. It's just in a different wrapping. Same package, different wrapping, okay? It's these energies that come back that reincarnate every lifetime so they can try to, they resort to magic every time. Like, just stop using magic. Stupid. What do you no longer settle for?
Nope.
Answer that nope. Okay. I'm going to say something in a second. I just want to draw one more card so we can end it. That's too many. What do you no longer want to wait for? Okay, yep. Thank you. What keeps coming up? Okay, yes. Thank you. I told you history repeats itself. What have you built your confidence on? Not do one thing you've been avoiding. Who did you compare yourself to most often as a teen and why? So, I just want to say this about Sodom and Gomorrah real quick. And something that I don't know if one of you get. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. And this is just like this could be even be an example of where certain things we accept about the Bible and certain things we like we just don't even we scoff off or we don't think about. And in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, was it Lot or was it Job? I can't remember if it was Lot or Job, but it was Abraham's son. And oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names. But the two angels came and he was like, because they came to destroy the town, and he was like, "Well, please be guests at my house so you're not in danger." So because Sodom and Gomorrah, they didn't accept new people in, and they wanted to take advantage of these two angels that were beautiful men. And so word got around that they were at Job or Lot's house. I can't remember if it's Job or Lot. And they come to his house and they demand for the angels to come out. And they're like, "Come out now, newcomers, you're not welcome here. We want to pillage your buttholes." And because they're empty vessels and they have sex addictions and they want power over people, and anyone new they want to have dominance over. It's not homosexual, they would do anything. They would put their penis in anything, okay? It's not that it's homosexual, it's just it doesn't matter what it is because they want to stop it or they want it to bow down to them or whatever. And so Job or Lot, I can't remember, says something so outrageous that I'm like, "What in the actual hell? Why would you say that?" That he says, "Please take my 2 virgin daughters instead of these angels. Please please rape and pillage my 2 virgin daughters just like they're nothing, like they're just disposable, like they're just take them. Don't hurt these angels who have never met, who can take care of themselves because 'cause they're angels." To me, I was like, that seems like just as bad as wanting to do that to 2 strangers, to give your daughters away like they're nothing, you know? And so my point is, because of the time back then, women weren't regarded as they are now. Like, we've come a long way, and women were not considered important enough. They were disposable. They were used as bartering items. And so in that time, it was I guess, very important to be good hosts. But at the same time, I'm like, these are 2 angels. Why the hell do you think they'd want you to sacrifice your 2 daughters when they have all power, all knowing, all being? They don't need you to let your daughters be taken advantage in their place, Like, it just seems so stupid. I don't know if anyone else was like, "Oh my, please don't pillage my butthole, kind sir." Yeah. Devout. I love you.
Objection.
I love you. But it's like, you would so easily give up your daughters like they're nothing. Isn't that, like, the same energy as wanting to pillage 2 strangers' buttholes, you know? Like, I just feel like that's the same energy, and we so easily look past that, and then not to mention later on in the story when Job or Lot, I can't remember which one, he becomes older and his 2 virgin daughters, um, decide to rape him while he's drunk and impregnate themselves with their own father's seed, and he doesn't even know that it happened because he was drinking. It's like, okay, so we just look past that, but then if somebody and we put that in the same, like, category as, like, someone who's psychic, I'm like, this is, like, seems really off, So, essentially, what happened there will be no pillaging of the butthole during the duration of this podcast. There'll be no pillaging of buttholes whatsoever, not while I'm around. But my point is that we so easily say, "Yeah, we're all about the Bible and what the Bible says, and the Bible says that being psychic's an abomination." But then we also, like, glorify the fact that Job or Lot gave up his 2 virgin daughters like they are nothing, like they're just pieces of trash to be given away without even their consent or their say, to protect 2 people that didn't even need protection, and then he gets raped by their daughters, and we're just like, "Oh, that's fine." I'm like, "What?" I don't know, I just had to, like, that was just a thought of mine, I just had to put that out there. Anyway, listen, these people have been avoiding the inevitable for a long time, and that's why they're freaking out. They try to use ownermancy that they were taught by these, um ancient, mischief entities that they have altars to, that they were worshiping, they were doing sacrifices for, and now there's no protection for them because the energy does not match that.
Sit.
So Spirit said sit. They said Spirit's having them sit right now. So they used to be really confident in what they could manifest, and by because every time they would open that doorway at their altar, they would put something there to receive something. But now that this new energy is coming on, this divine energy, this rare pink elephant energy, um, that they didn't realize would come on in this way. They didn't foresee this. So just know that if God doesn't want you to see something, you ain't going to see it. And these people were so sure of themselves that they were going to get what keeps coming up. They were going to keep getting what they wanted. They were so confident that they were going to keep doing what they were doing. And now that this energy is disrupting that reality for them, it's becoming a burden. It's becoming a burden
No
that's
comfort of loving words.
no comfort of loving
Set
words.
boundaries.
There's no amount of there's nothing that they can do to stop this. This is just what's going to play out, and they can't get power from a divine being. They cannot gain power in this way. They're not going to save themselves. So you don't have anything to worry about, but there's definitely people who are being watched, people who are being targeted. What does Spirit ask of us at this time? What's your first memory of feeling proud of yourself? Stay in positivity, stay in joy, find joy in all contrast that comes towards you, set boundaries with people, make sure that people who are not matching your love energy, or you're exiting them out of your life, that are not reciprocating love, you're exiting them out. So like Lot or Job or whoever it was, he matched the energy of Sodom and Gomorrah by giving his two daughters away. Even though he wasn't pillaging buttholes, he still matched that energy of that thirstiness to be saved by offering or sacrificing his two daughters for no reason, okay? Because the angels could take care of themselves. He was so quick to sacrifice them that is the energy of self-service. He was trying to save himself. And so later on, he got exactly that energy that he gave out when his daughters didn't even seduce him. They straight up got him drunk. He passed out and they raped him and got pregnant by him because they were morally bankrupt. They came from Sodom and Gomorrah and didn't have that moral value or understanding of the implications of that and what that would mean, because look at what their father did. So they matched the energy that Job or Lot gave to them. And so we have to remember that what we feel, what we are, is what we attract. And so if you want to keep this energy at bay and you want to continue moving in the direction of joy and abundance, you have to be joyful now, and you have to walk in a divine energy that is kind, that is nurturing, that is loving, that is patient, that's compassionate. We're not here to punish people, we're not here to cast judgment upon people. We're just here to help with the shift, okay? So to keep finding ways that make yourself proud, that make yourself feel good emotionally, to keep following that, and to set boundaries
Say
with,
my name.
and to say God's name, to pray to
Letters of my
God,
initials.
to make sure that you're praying, make sure that you're meditating, make sure that you're clearing your field, taking your spiritual baths, that you're walking in nature, that you're having relationship with spirit. It's not, God and spirit are not a
The cruel hand of fate.
are not a vending machine.
Definitively.
It's not, they're not here just for when you need something. They're here always to help you in the whole journey, and to really focus on, just like you'd have a relationship with that new friend you made at work. Try having the same kind of like level of understanding of cultivating a relationship with your spirit guides. That's the like where we're going. And so you can have holy divine guidance whenever you want, but you have to match that energy. And if you want to be protected, spirit said protection, if you want to be protected from these people who are using onomancy and other divination tools to find out where the pink elephants are, they're coming after you, but you don't have to worry as long as you're doing the work. Okay? Ooh, this one really drained my energy, you guys. Or maybe it was this angle. I don't like being at this angle. I have to like keep switching my head back and forth. Okay, anyway. I love you guys so much. I gotta pick the kids up. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.